Right now at 5, authorities arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer.
And we've got a fairly decent day ahead of us out there. Sunny skies, above average temperatures. We'll take a look at your forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, questions about the use of a potential sales tax for the city of Girard.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So, it's almost the weekend. We are just a mere few hours away from the weekend starting. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. TGIF. We have the Maple Leaf Parade, so yours truly, all the KOAM team will be there. So it should be a great time.
I'm going to be on the sidelines cheering for the KOAM
team.
I
hear that 60,000 people turn out for this.
Yes, it is huge. One of the biggest parades in the entire region. So
I love it.
Something you do not want to miss, and we're going to talk about that weekend forecast here in just a few more minutes. But first, let's get you out the door. Right now, outside in Joplin, we have got clear skies out there. It's dark, but I can assure you those skies are clear. And same view, nice clear skies, a nice start to the day from the MoDOT camera 32nd and range line south side of Joplin out there. So again, clear skies, Joplin, and this will eventually pop up. See, I told you. There it is. And in Pittsburgh, 55 in Joplin, but a little bit cooler over in Pittsburgh, sitting at only 49 right now. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We're looking all right. Sunny skies, 49. West breeze at about 5 to 10. And then we're really warm later today. Northwest breeze 5 to 10. Still sunny and going in the mid 70s. Going through our day, sunny skies out there. Another day, didn't even have to change that. Great temperatures, clear skies, well above average, but hey, could be a lot worse out there. We'll talk about how warm the weekend's going to get and about those incoming thunderstorm chances next week here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Authorities in Allen County, Kansas arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer. You might recall the assault happened Monday night at Pete's gas station in Jasper. A witness captured some of the event on a cell phone video. Authorities say a man and woman punched an officer who was performing a routine pat search. Then, as the 2 were driving away, they ran over the officer's foot. Authorities have tracked down the suspects, Brandon David and Raven Gomez, to a property near Moran, Kansas. They arrested the 2 suspects without incident. The Cherokee County Sheriff's Office is warning residents about an ongoing scam that's been increasing in the area. The scam consists of a text message from an unknown number indicating that the U.S. Postal Service requires a response regarding the delivery of a package. According to the sheriff, the texts are sent by the thieves trying to obtain personal information.
They pretty much said that they had a package for me, but they were unable to deliver it. They needed more delivery information.
If a resident does end up clicking on that link and providing personal information and they feel like their identity or their financial institutions have been compromised, then contact local law enforcement. We can help guide them through some steps.
State's Postal Inspection Service recommends that if you never signed up for a UPS tracking request for a specific package, you shouldn't click on the link. Officials say when in doubt of the legitimacy of a message, call your post office. Missouri's Attorney General is warning residents about scams involving tickets to college football games. The AG has some tips when buying tickets. Know your vendor and make sure that they're trustworthy. And use a credit card when buying so you have greater protections against fraud. And if you get physical tickets, inspect them to make sure they're legit. If you're ever on the go and want to still be able to watch our newscast live, just download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on app stores of your choice. Just search for KOAM Plus. The city of Girard yesterday hosted a public meeting to discuss a proposed half-cent public safety sales tax. It was a chance for residents to ask questions about the tax and have those questions answered by the fire and police departments. The tax would fund renovations to the facilities, new equipment purchases, hiring, and more. There will be another meeting on next Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Girard Civic Center. The proposal goes to public vote on November 7th. A tradition that goes beyond the painted grass, KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke to the maintenance lead at Mercy Hospital about the iconic ribbon he paints each year.
And I've always looked at it this way: if I can take somebody that has breast cancer, and if I can have him see that ribbon and just take that away for a little bit. It's worth doing.
Since 2015, Randy Dixon used a sprayer equipped with a 100-foot hose to paint a 90 by 50-foot breast cancer awareness ribbon every October. His motivation, honoring the ones who passed on.
Personal friend, her sister-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she passed away at 36 years old and left 2 kids, husband, and so that took on a whole new meaning for me. So.
It's just very near and dear to my heart that Randy holds our friendship that close. That's just the kind of guy he is, though.
Dixon also honors a fellow coworker who's fighting the same battle that her mom fought twice.
And she unfortunately lost her battle to breast cancer, so I feel blessed to work at Mercy and get my screening mammogram. So prior to this year, I looked forward to seeing that ribbon so it could remind me of my mom.
The initials on the ribbon doesn't just honor the ones who have lost their life to breast cancer, but show their impact, so their battle wasn't in vain.
I'm so thankful that I made the promise to Bebe to be proactive with my health and be here to be able to help take care of her kids.
To Tracy, the ribbon also means strength.
I couldn't wait for that ribbon so I could see my mom's initials in there. I wore a ribbon at her funeral, and so we keep it in our vehicles, and every day I touch that ribbon when I'm getting ready to go on a journey.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Randy Dixon says he didn't paint the ribbon last year due to the drought. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Diamond Volleyball is the top seed in the Class 2 District 11 tournament. We'll have the details. Plus, an Army private who crossed into North Korea before returning home to the U.S. is now facing charges. And we'll have another nice day. We'll have what to expect this weekend with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, number 2 Pitt State football heads on the road for a rivalry game in the second week in a row. Gorillas heading to Maryville to face Northwest Missouri State. And for defense, coming off a 3-turnover performance in Joplin, it relishes the opportunity to head into hostile territory.
Yeah, I played there 2 years ago, and it was sellout crowd. I know this weekend's their homecoming and their Hall of Fame weekend, and so there'll be a ton of people there. And yeah, like you said, being a defensive guy and kind of, there's nothing better than taking the energy out of a stadium when an offense can't get rolling. And so that's our job as a defense, force 3 and outs, force turnovers, and like I said earlier, get Chad and our offense more possessions.
I'd be lying if I said that, there wasn't something different about it, just how our guys kind of go about their work and maybe the attention to detail. And, that first Sunday meeting when you throw up some of the stats and some of the information about Northwest, you can tell everybody's paying attention for sure.
Well, the Gorillas haven't lost a conference game since November of 2021. They haven't lost a conference road game since October of that season. That was a 1-point loss to Northwest, and the last time PSU made the trip to Maryville. Our sports reporter Brock Baldridge will have the coverage during that game, and will bring you the highlights that night. Well, Diamond Volleyball is the top seed in the Class 2 District 11 tournament. Beat Sarcoxy Wednesday night, and yesterday playing host team to Miller for the district championship. Diamond, the 1 seed, is on the road taking on the home team, number 2 seeded Miller Cardinals. Early in the first set, Miller up 3-2, but Caitlin Suri is there for the rejection. Later in the set, Janelin Kralachek places it perfectly as it goes over the net and onto the open floor. Still in the first, Aubrey ball spikes it. Hard for the kill. Diamond using that momentum early. Diamond is going right back to ball again as she spikes it off the hands of Miller. Diamond taking the first set 25-20. In the second set, Lauren Turner going to hit it off the net, but still gets enough to hit the floor. Diamond wins the second set. Early in the third, Turner again going to keep it between the lines, and that'll be good for the kill. Wildcat student section starting to feel it now. Match point in the third set. Miller hits it in their own net, and that will do it. The Diamond Wildcats pull off the road win over Miller 3-0 to claim the district championship.
it's just like so exciting. I mean, to beat Miller of all people, you know, they're kind of one of our biggest rivals in volleyball, so it's just like, especially district championship, you know, they've crushed us before, so coming in it and just knowing we want to win, everyone's in it, everyone's on the boat, you know, we're here to win, so it was pretty exciting.
High school football week 9 is quickly approaching. Before our Friday night lights tonight, Miami playing on Thursday night for the second week in a row. War Dogs against Oologah last night. Important game for playoff seeding between two district foes. First quarter, War Dogs up 7-0 already. Hunter Nichols powers into the end zone for his second TD of the day. Oologah would answer, though, part of 14 unanswered points. The scramble by Brady Hoisington to tie the game. War Dogs dip into the bag of tricks to respond. Flea flicker from Sam Lillard to Logan Sumakong. That drive would end in another Miami touchdown. That's going to be 22-21 War Dogs. Nichols shows you his speed this time, racing down the sidelines. That drive would end in another touchdown. Miami goes 29-21, leading at the half. The War Dogs go on to win their third in a row. The final score 36-27. Well, still to come, why a new study links eating red meat with the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And we're going to have another look at that forecast, including how the weekend is shaping up when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:17 now on this finally Friday here in the 4 states. We're looking all right outside from MoDOT camera 32nd and Range Line and from the MoDOT camera in Neosho at US 60 and Missouri 59. And let's take a look over in Kansas. Great start to the day out there from the KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh. Got clear skies and not too bad, 55. Got a calm breeze right now, and our winds today going to be relatively calm through the day. We're looking at 49 in Pittsburgh, 51 Lamar Parsons, 48 Chanute Yates Center, 50s Neodesha, Iola, and Fort Scott, and 43 is one of the cooler spots out there down in Miami. We get our morning started. Sunny skies, a chilly start. We'll eventually make it up into the upper 60s by late morning, and that is ahead of some well above average highs out there. We're talking mid-upper 70s, and of course some of us out west may even get into the low 80s out there with plentiful sunshine. We'll hold on to the clear skies as we go through the evening hours, and we'll eventually make it down into the mid, even upper 50s for our overnight lows tonight. Now, as for the weekend, we're not anticipating any rain. I know we need the rain, don't get me wrong, but we don't want it to ruin any of the festivals and events going on, and we're not expecting rain this weekend. However, we're going to start the day initially with some clear skies, and as we go through the morning on Saturday, we're going to see the clouds increasing, and those clouds are really going to hang around in our southern counties. So our southern counties will spend most of Saturday mostly cloudy, while our northern counties will spend the day mostly clear out there. So what about temperatures? Way above average as we go into the upper 70s, and again maybe even some low 80s out west. So we put partly cloudy because some of us won't see any clouds, others will go mostly cloudy. All of us mostly cloudy on Sunday. Overnight lows hanging out in the 50s. Mostly cloudy Monday, still warm, upper 70s. And as we head into the rest of next week, as we've been talking about, those thunderstorm chances start to increase. Now our best chance for thunderstorms, at least more widespread, more organized activity, is going to come on Wednesday. Now at this point, we're not anticipating any severe weather, but we're also still several days away, so there's still going to be some changes. I don't think we're going to see any kind of severe weather, but thunderstorms nonetheless, and some much-needed rain out there. We go through the end of the week, and once this system starts to push through, our temperatures fall back. We go well below average, falling back into the low 60s, even some upper 50s, with some additional rain chances by next Sunday. That's a quick check of your forecast. We're going to be back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning, a new Harvard study links eating red meat with the risk of developing type 2 diabetes later in life. The study, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, involved more than 200,000 participants over a 13-year period. Participants who ate the most red meat were found to have a 62% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes than those who ate the least. In the study, people who swapped red meat at a meal for nuts or vegetables had a 30% reduction in risk. Some experts say the research does not definitively prove that eating red meat causes non-insulin dependence or adult onset diabetes. But excessive red and processed meat consumption has already been shown to be a risk factor in cardiovascular disease and cancer. Researchers suggest choosing more plant-based sources of protein might help prevent disease, but also could even be better for the environment. A new study shows children exposed to certain chemicals in the utero are more likely to experience health issues for years after they are born. Scientists in Spain looked at levels for 23 different pesticides, fungicides, and other synthetic chemicals in more than 1,900 pregnant women. The chemicals are suspected obesogens, that is to say, they are thought to promote obesity by interfering with metabolism and hormones. Kids whose mothers tested higher were more likely to develop obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes in their first 9 years of life. The chemicals studied include several banned substances that are still in the environment because other processes can produce them, or they are still made due to legal loopholes. Researchers say there are ways for expectant moms to avoid exposure to potentially toxic chemicals. That includes staying away from using plastic food containers, non-stick pans, and eating shark and swordfish known for higher levels of mercury. The study was published in the journal Environmental Health Perspectives. And when you think of seaweed as a food, you probably think primarily of Asia, but new research shows that probably wasn't always the case. Archaeologists now say Europeans ate seaweed and other aquatic plants fairly recently. Scientists have long thought ancient Europeans stopped eating seaweed around 8,000 years ago when they started farming. A new analysis of plaque found on 2,000-year-old teeth shows biomarkers for compounds found in aquatic plants. Researchers say this likely means people who lived then understood seaweed was a nutritional food. The study was published in the Journal of Natural Communications. And despite the odds, an 8th grade girl in Texas beat cancer twice. Nicole Nielsen has her inspiring story of resiliency and how the community has helped her.
A volleyball manager, a cheerleader, a friend, a daughter. On the outside, Annabelle Grace Bartel, or AG, is your typical 8th grade girl. But the journey she's been on is far from the norm.
One day, my life turned upside down.
In the 4th grade, she was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in her arm, a type of bone cancer that her mom says is so rare, she had a better chance of being struck by lightning.
How do we fight this and do everything we could to save her life?
They say if you make it to 3 years in remission, the likelihood it returns dwindles. AG was thrilled to walk into that 3-year appointment this summer, but it didn't go to plan.
We got the call and we knew something was majorly wrong.
Cancer. Twice. This time, 2 spots on her lungs. Fortunately, surgeons were able to remove them with clear margins. Cancer-free. Twice.
Juggling school with all that is also hard. My mom would always say, there's not much you can't do. It might just look a little different.
With limited mobility in her arm and cancer just removed from her lungs, she's adjusted to sports and extracurriculars in her own way. School supporting her fully.
And the first day she walked in, it was, you're not going to keep me from doing things, kind of an attitude, which I love.
When she missed picture day this year, Heritage Middle School staff all wore purple to show they are AG tough. A hashtag that's also been placed on signs, shirts, bracelets. They've also hosted purple outs at both volleyball and football games this year. It's support she says she's needed in one of the hardest times of her life.
We can't always be with her at the hospital, but we're here at school and, we're purpling out for her, or we're at practice and we're praying for her.
Teachers were, my friends were, and just everyone was amazing with helping me live a normal life while fighting cancer.
Now, she works towards a new goal, year 3 again.
You don't know how much time you're promised on this earth, and so you just want to live every day like it's your last.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we are watching another beautiful day across the area. We are looking at sunny skies, temperatures well above average. We'll tell you how long this trend is going to continue and get another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Good morning, I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy with your KOAM News Update. Authorities in Allen County, Kansas arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer. Authorities say a man and woman punched an officer who was performing a routine pat search. Then, as the 2 were driving away, they ran over the officer's foot. Authorities have tracked down the suspects, Brandon David and Raven Gomez, to a property near Moran, Kansas. They arrested the 2 suspects without incident. The City of Girard yesterday hosted a public meeting to discuss a proposed half-cent public safety sales tax. The tax would fund renovations to the facilities, new equipment purchases, hiring more staff as well. There will be another meeting on next Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Girard Civic Center. The proposal goes to public vote on November 7th.
And we've got a pretty decent day out there for us. We're looking at sunny skies, temperatures mid-upper 70s, so well above average. We'll hold on to clear skies through the evening and into the overnight hours as well as we go mid to upper 50s across the region. And as we head into the weekend, we're seeing some extra clouds, but no rain, so our festivals and everything will be fine. Very warm, near 80 on Saturday, mid-70s Sunday. Thunderstorm chances increase next week, and our temperatures hanging out in the 70s.
Right now at 5:30, people in Pittsburgh answered the call to provide warmth for an area nonprofit.
And we've got clear skies again, chilly in some areas, but another warm, above average day for us out there. Take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Webb City Fire Department hosts their annual Badges and Burgers fundraiser.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5:30 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So it's not bad out there this morning. We got the weekend around the corner. We got a lot of things going on this weekend. Of course, one of the big things, the Maple Leaf Parade tomorrow morning. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'll just go ahead and toss it out there. It's looking to be pretty darn good. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in a few moments, but let's take a look at that forecast and get you out the door. We've got those clear skies across the area this morning. Some of us a little cooler than others. We've got some mixed temperatures on the board. Right now in Joplin, it is again clear and 55. Pittsburgh is clear, but see what I'm saying? Just up the road, it's a little bit cooler into the upper 40s right now in Pittsburgh. Kids getting on the bus, a bit of a chilly start, expecting upper 40s, sunny skies, west breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour out there. And when that bus brings them back home, holding on to sunny skies, wind begins to shift a bit out of the northwest, but still not too bad. And look at those temperatures, mid-upper 70s out there. Our day looking great, well above average is what we're heading for highs. And of course, some of you, especially along into the west of US 75, could even reach 80, maybe the lower 80s out there, so well above average temperatures. Got the great temperatures, clear skies, sunny conditions, light breeze out there. Later in the day, starting to shift out of the southwest, but otherwise, again, not a bad day whatsoever. We're going to take a full look at your forecast, including that weekend forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. People in Pittsburgh turned out yesterday to show their support for the annual Project Warmth fundraiser. The project collects new and gently used coats and blankets, along with cash donations to help people in need during extremely cold weather. The event also provided chili, soup, and pie for $10 per person. That's all to raise funds. Project Warmth doesn't just collect winter wear, it also provides a way to help people having trouble paying utility bills.
We're here to help our neighbors in Crawford County who are having a difficult time getting their utility bills paid. So this is just a way for the whole community to come together to help out people find themselves maybe in an emergency situation and just to help them to keep warm during the winter month.
This is the 36th year for the fundraiser. And some local 4th and 5th graders went back in time yesterday. The annual Cato Kids Day took these kids to Cato, Kansas and back to the 1800s. They got to experience a one-room schoolhouse, pioneer kids game, covered wagons, blacksmithing, 1800s weaponry, cowboys, Native Americans, and the Gettysburg Address.
I love that the students get to take away learning about our history in a fun way and learning about the things that men and women and children before us had to experience and got to experience.
A separate event, Cato Days, will be held for the general public on Saturday, October 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Webb City Fire Department hosted their annual Badges and Burgers fundraiser. Community members could pick up $5 meals that include a hamburger or cheeseburger, chips, drink, and a dessert. Delivery options were available for anyone ordering 5 meals or more.
You know, a lot of local people are here. You can sit around the station, grab you a quick lunch for $5. you'll get to visit. We got some raffle prizes you can buy chances for, and just a good community event to get everybody involved.
This year's funds went to the City of Webb City employees and family. Connect to Culture hosted their 700 Joplin second graders for free exclusive showings of Thomas Rivera's musical Thomas and the Library Lady at the Cornell Complex. It's based on Rivera's life. The bilingual musical tells the story of how reading and education can change a person's life. This event is part of C2C's Ignite series, which is an effort to ignite students' passion for arts and culture in everyday life.
A lot of different things. Live theater and live music is so important for kids as they are developing, for communication skills, for empathy building. They get to watch this fantastical play, sometimes go out. Sometimes it's a very, normal life situation too, but they get to learn about different people or different cultures.
Just in the 2022-23 performance season, they've hosted more than 1,500 Joplin students for 9 events, ranging from performances to workshops to master classes. Main Street in Joplin gets a fall makeover for the final third Thursday of 2023. And every third Thursday, the community gathers to shop from local artisans, enjoy food trucks, live music, and entertainment. But last night's theme was Harvest Festival. It featured fall-themed activities and costumes. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The State Department is standing behind its decision to vote a UN resolution condemning violence against all civilians in the Israel-Hamas war. Plus, as the war intensifies between Israeli forces and Hamas, President Joe Biden delivers primetime remarks. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
We've got ourselves an above average day out there. Temperatures mid-upper 70s under sunny skies. We are looking to stay absolutely gorgeous today. Clear skies through the evening and mild and pretty nice overnight as well. Mid-upper 50s for our overnight lows. As we look into the weekend, we'll have a few more clouds Saturday and Sunday, but still well above average into the upper 70s. We're going to hang on to thunderstorm chances as we head into next week. Temps in the 70s. Well above average temperatures today, mid-upper 70s and plentiful sunshine across the area with a nice light breeze. We'll hold on to clear skies and warm temperatures through the evening and clear skies and not bad overnight as we go into the mid to upper 50s. Increasing clouds in our southern counties on Saturday, but still warm, upper 70s near 80, upper 70s on Sunday, more clouds, and then we see increasing thunderstorm chances next week.
Topping World Watch, an Army private who crossed into North Korea before returning home to the U.S. is now facing charges. The U.S. Army charged Private Travis King with 8 counts, including desertion and possessing sexual images of a child. King crossed the demilitarized zone from South Korea into North Korea, a civilian tour, back in July. He was held in North Korea for about 2 months before being returned to the U.S. last month. King's family asked that he be afforded, quote, the presumption of innocence. The State Department is standing behind its decision to veto a UN resolution condemning violence against all civilians in the Israel-Hamas war. The UN resolution also urges humanitarian aid to Palestinians in Gaza. The State Department says it's too early to craft an appropriate Security Council response to the crisis. U.S. Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield said that although the United States could not support the resolution, it would continue to work closely with all members of the Security Council on the crisis.
President Joe Biden addressing the nation from the Oval Office for just the second time in his presidency.
American alliances are what keep us, America, safe. American values are what make us a partner that other nations want to work with. To put all that at risk if we walk away from Ukraine, if we turn our backs on Israel, it's just not worth it.
Biden's appeal to Americans to support 2 allies in their 2 wars coming one day after his trip to Israel. As airstrikes on Gaza continue in the Israel-Hamas war, desperate scenes like this one outside of a hospital where mourners praying over the body bags of victims play out across Gaza. The United Nations warning of increasingly dire conditions in Gaza as access to water and food is limited.
We have been here for 2 days trying to get water, and there is no gas. For the sake of God, have mercy on us.
Perhaps an ounce of hope as a convoy of trucks full of food, water, and gas wait in Egypt at the Rafah border crossing, prepared to enter Gaza and deliver critical aid as soon as allowed.
And of course, if Rafah Gate is open to allow humanitarian aid to go in, we will be trying to get out the American citizens who are in Gaza who want to leave.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to allow aid to enter Gaza via Egypt, but not through his own country until Hamas releases all hostages.
We cannot give up on peace. We cannot give up on a two-state solution. Israel and Palestinians equally deserve to live in safety, dignity, and peace.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
The U.S. Senate passed a resolution yesterday affirming support for Israel and the country's right to self-defense and condemning Hamas attacks on civilians. Today, the White House is expected to request north of $100 billion from Congress to deliver aid and resources to Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and the U.S. border with Mexico. That's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:43, almost 5:44 on this Friday morning. We're looking outside, MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line, doing okay so far. Same from the MoDOT camera at US 60 and Missouri 59 down in Neosho. And the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh. We're looking pretty good out there. And, of course, from our camera, 7th and Range Line, we're sitting at 55 in Joplin right now. So it's not bad out there whatsoever. But some of us are a little bit cooler than that. We've got a calm breeze, and our winds today are going to be relatively pleasant. They're going to be light, and they're going to be just fine. We got 50 Lamar, 49 in Pittsburgh, 48 Chanute Yates Center, 51s in Sedan, Independence, Parsons, and Chatopa, 48 in Miami, another set of 51s in Neosho, Monette, and sitting at 54 in Carthage. So again, some of us a little cooler than the others, but it's still not that bad for this time of year. We'll have sunny skies as we get through the morning, starting pretty chilly, upper 40s, and we'll eventually make it into the upper 60s today, and our highs expected to be well above average out there as we go mid-upper 70s. Some of us out west could even reach into the lower 80s today. That's how warm it's going to be, and plentiful sunshine with a light breeze across the area. Out of the northwest initially, eventually shifting out of the southwest later today. Taking a look as we go through the evening, clear skies continue, as do mild temperatures. I mean, look at these, back through the 60s through the evening hours, and overnight lows a lot warmer as well, mid to upper 50s across the area. Now, as we head into the weekend, we are looking at increasing clouds, but with all the festivals and everything going on, we're not at this point looking at increasing rain chances. Those will come in next week and bring us the rain that we need. So again, today, a beautiful day. Some of our friends out west could go into the low 80s for highs. And as we head towards sunrise tomorrow, we see a blanket of clouds. Now, initially, it's over more of the area, but as we go through the Saturday, it's going to spend most of its time right along our southern counties. And so southern counties, you're going to be mostly cloudy. And then our northern counties, you're going to be mostly clear as we go through Saturday, and eventually we all will clear out as we head into the evening hours. So tonight, again, mid-upper 50s. So like for the Maple Leaf Parade tomorrow, we've gone to it as a family for years, and it's usually freezing cold out there in the morning, but it's actually going to be pretty decent. And the day after, if you're doing any events after that, looking great. Upper 70s tomorrow, near 80, mid-upper 70s again on Sunday. We start to see a few more clouds build in, though. We're going to hang on to those mostly cloudy skies heading into Monday, upper 70s again. And as we start to head into next week, I know we need the rain, and this is when we're going to get it. Now, our best chances for the most widespread, most organized rainfall or most meaningful rainfall looks to be Wednesday. But we're going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday across the area. So we're looking to pick up anywhere from 2, maybe even 4 inches of rain throughout the next several days next week. So some much needed rain on the way. But this system also kicks our temperatures down below average as we fall back in the low 60s and even upper 50s by next weekend. That's a quick check of your forecast. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
In Missouri, an 8-acre corn maze inspired by Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid is becoming the talk of the fall season. Alan Shope visited the family farm with the maze. It's getting national attention from fans, and the Andy Reid corn maze will be open until Halloween. Speaking of the Halloween season, a pumpkin that weighs nearly 2,500 pounds just broke a state record in California. Sakura Gray reports.
Nick and Ron, here it is.
Weighing in at a whopping 2,497 pounds, this massive pumpkin named Pohaku broke the California state record at Half Moon Bay's Giant Pumpkin Contest.
Like I'm a little kid, I'm all giddy.
The men behind the masterpiece, Nick Kennedy and Ron Root, have a Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid-like relationship. The duo teamed up when Kennedy asked the award-winning Root to be his mentor.
I wanted to peel his brain back and say, tell me everything you know about pumpkins and what can I get started, and then that just opened up the encyclopedia of information.
I took 6-7 years off. I wasn't growing after the death of my mother, but he talked me into growing, and yeah, it's been great.
With a name like Ron Root, it feels like fate that the 63-year-old became a grower. But it was Root's hardships 20 years ago that led him to the pumpkin patch.
I ended up losing a leg and having a lot of pain, so I stayed at home sitting on my easy chair all day long. My pain doctor says you got to get out of the house and do something because you won't feel as much pain.
Root found a purpose in pumpkins, spending years perfecting his craft. Only having one leg certainly has its obstacles, but Root just keeps on keeping on.
Just plod along like a possum. I'm really slow. I'll spend 7 hours a day where my growing partner, Nick, might only spend a couple hours, and he gets the same amount of work done that it takes me all day to do.
Now the student becomes the teacher, as Kennedy hands down his knowledge to his 6-year-old son.
Harrison's cleaning off his pumpkin.
This team of two inspiring the world to dream big, as they quite literally plant seeds for the future.
Well, that is definitely a huge pumpkin, and congratulations to them. Stick around because we've got more news coming up right after this. Taylor Swift has dropped 2 new tunes that her fans can now listen to. The pop star announced on her Instagram page Wednesday night 2 new versions of her 2019 song Cruel Summer have been released. One version is a live recording from the Eras tour, and the other is a remix by producer LP Giobbi. Swift wrote to her millions of followers on Instagram saying, quote, "For old time's sake, I'm releasing the live audio from the tour so we can all shriek it in the comfort of our own homes and cars," end quote. Cruel Summer is one of the tracks on the 2019 album Lover. The singer's record label released it as a radio single in June, and by September, it had surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify. Some things people crave may not be everyone's rave. A new list reveals some of the most unusual and top requests from Uber Eats customers. The company released its 2023 Cravings Report, featuring weird and wacky ways people want their food delivered. There are strange combos such as steak and jelly, condensed milk and avocado, and seaweed with pasta sauce. Here are some of the most popular order requests: hold the onions, dressing on the side, ranch dressing, extra soy sauce, and spicy. Top orders were French fries, garlic naan, pad thai, miso soup, and California rolls. And it's time to celebrate a favorite sweet and savory soul food favorite. Today is National Chicken and Waffles Day. Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles in Southern California founded the day in 2021, and now it's celebrated annually on October 20th. What's not to love about this tasty combination? Chicken and waffles is hearty, satisfying, sweet, and you can have it for breakfast or dinner. The pairing has been around for more than 150 years. The meal was a staple of both African Americans and the Pennsylvania Dutch. No matter how you celebrate National Chicken and Waffles Day, be sure to invite a friend and use hashtag Chicken and Waffles Day on social media.
That's a perfect morning for chicken and waffles, as we've got a bit of a chilly start for some of us, but we have an absolutely gorgeous and very warm day ahead of us. We've got sunshine all through the mornings. Again, a chilly start, upper 40s out there, but by late morning, we are pushing into the upper 60s, near 70 across the area. As we head into the afternoon, get used to those sunshine icons because there's one there and here and here and here, because we are looking at just clear skies as far as the eye could see through the afternoon. Temperatures well above average, mid-upper 70s, and of course some of our friends out west could push into the low 80s today. We'll hold on to clear skies, so of course those little suns transition to moons, but still clear skies as we head into the overnight hours, and not bad either. Mid-upper 50s for our overnight lows. As we head into the weekend, our southern counties are going to go mostly cloudy for us on Saturday. Northern counties should be clear, and then we'll clear in the evening and see the return of clouds as we go into Sunday and Monday. But look at this, near 80 again on Saturday, mid-upper 70s Sunday, upper 70s again on Monday, ahead of some increasing shower and thunderstorm chances. We need much more rain across the area. Next week, we could get anywhere from 2, potentially 4 inches of rain, at least at this point on the latest data. Best opportunities for widespread, meaningful shower and thunderstorm activity at this point looks to be Wednesday, but we've got those scattered thunderstorm chances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, and that system also kicks our temperatures below average back into the low 60s and upper 50s. That's a quick check of your forecast. Got another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Right now at 6, authorities arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer.
And we've got a bit of a chilly start for some of us out there, but warm weather, and we're talking above average temperatures in everyone's forecast. We'll take a look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, questions about the use of a potential sales tax for the city of Girard.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is finally Friday across the area.
My
goodness, thank goodness we are here. We've got a lot of things going on this weekend too.
Right?
Of course, one of the big things, the Maple Leaf Festival, Maple Leaf Parade tomorrow morning. And we'll talk about all of that in the full forecast here in a few minutes, but I'll just give you a little teaser here. It's looking pretty darn good at this point. Right now, MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. Boy, tell me, you can't miss those lights. They're bright enough. You can see them. You should be able to tell when they turn red too. Just as a heads up, it's very obvious. But they look great, and we're looking great. We've got clear skies out there. Clear skies, Joplin and Pittsburgh. Joplin sitting at 54 now. Pittsburgh, though, a little cooler, sitting down there at 47 degrees. As kids get on the bus this morning, we're eventually going to fall back mostly into the upper 40s across the area, but we'll have clear skies, plentiful sunshine, west breeze 5 to 10. That breeze becomes northwest by the afternoon. Still light, though, 5 to 10, and still plentiful sunshine, leading to very warm temperatures going into the mid-upper 70s. And that's how our day is looking. Sunny skies across the area, not a bad breeze out there, eventually switching out of the southwest later this evening, and temperatures again today pushing mid-upper 70s across the area, and some of our friends in our western counties could even reach the low 80s. We're going to talk about that weekend forecast and our incoming rain chances here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Authorities in Allen County, Kansas arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer. You might recall the assault happened Monday night at Pete's gas station in Jasper. A witness captured some of the event on a cell phone video. Authorities say a man and woman punched an officer who was performing a routine pat search. Then, as the 2 were driving away, they ran over the officer's foot. Authorities have tracked down the suspects, Brandon David and Raven Gomez, to a property near Moran, Kansas. They arrested the 2 suspects without incident. The Cherokee County Sheriff's Office is warning residents about an ongoing scam that's been increasing in the area. The scam consists of a text message.
The longer they let it go, the more money that they could potentially lose. And so have that conversation with your elderly family members and parents so that they know that should they become victimized by this, they can come to you and we can work together to get things taken care of.
Knew I didn't have anything coming through the post office. I had it coming through other delivery services like FedEx and UPS, so I knew it was a scam.
United States Postal Inspection Service recommends that if you never signed up for a USPS tracking request for a specific package, you shouldn't click on the link. Officials say when in doubt of the legitimacy of a message, call your local U.S. Postal Service location. Missouri's Attorney General is warning residents about scams involving tickets to college football games as well. The AG has some tips when buying tickets. Know your vendor, make sure they're trustworthy, use a credit card when buying so you have greater protections against fraud, and if you get physical tickets, inspect them to make sure they're legit. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. The city of Girard yesterday hosted a public meeting to discuss a proposed half-cent public safety sales tax. It was a chance for residents to ask questions about the tax and have those questions answered by the fire and police departments. The tax would refund renovations to the facilities, new equipment purchases, and aid in hiring more staff. There will be another meeting next Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Girard Civic Center. The proposal goes to public vote on November 7th. The International Student Association at Pitt State got students into the fall spirit. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
For students at Pitt State, the fall season is in full swing, and what better way to embrace it than with pumpkin carving? International students from PSU hosted the event, exposing their peers to an experience that most of them have never done before.
It's harder than I thought, but it's fun. And then the Stormtrooper, it's gonna be sick.
The event wasn't exclusive to international students. All PSU students were invited. But even those who grew up carving pumpkins had to get back into the groove. When's the last time you guys carved pumpkins?
Like 4 years.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
More than that.
Long time.
Oh, yeah.
However, the atmosphere this tradition creates isn't lost on any of these students.
I think it's important to build a community, like whether you're from the same place or not. I think it's important to bring people together and to meet new people from different places and just have fun together.
I feel really happy because everyone's like, I can see everyone's design and everyone has their ideas and like, they got a lot of good designs there. It's definitely better than mine, but
For your first time, it's pretty impressive. So for students who've never carved a pumpkin before, or even the ones that have, the experience is as unique as the pumpkins they're carving and the people who are carving them. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Students also got to roast hot dogs and marshmallows and participate in yard games. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. George Clooney and a number of other A-list stars are offering to pay millions of dollars in union dues to help end the actors' strike. Plus, a Texas city has settled a lawsuit over a 2020 Trump train with a Biden campaign bus. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Friday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning, Representative Jim Jordan is holding a press conference Friday morning, hours before he's expected to his third attempt to win the role of Speaker of the House. The Republican from Ohio spent much of Thursday trying to coax holdouts to support his bid, but numerous members of the GOP are already talking about other options. John Lorink reports.
Representative Jim Jordan is hoping the third time will be a charm.
I'm still running for Speaker, and I plan to go to the floor and get the votes and win this race.
But some Republicans think Friday's vote for Speaker of the House will be Jordan's third strike.
Seems like every time we go to the floor, he loses more votes along the way. So I do think a candidate is going to rise out of the ashes and hopefully bring some sanity back to my party.
The House has been without a speaker for more than 2 weeks after the historic ouster of Rep. Kevin McCarthy.
You can't do anything until you elect a speaker, and apparently there's not enough votes to elect a speaker.
Some in the House, including McCarthy, support boosting interim Speaker Patrick McHenry's power in the meantime.
He's been here a number of years, so he understands how Congress works. He has respect on both sides of the aisle. He could carry out the job.
But this would require Democratic backing.
We haven't had a caucus meeting about this issue and about this potential path because
we're not sure yet what the Republicans on the other side of the aisle plan to do.
Right now, McHenry is slamming the gavel on that idea.
Look, my goal is to get Jim Jordan elected Speaker.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Some House Republicans, including Representative Jim Banks of Indiana, are against the idea of giving McHenry more power, saying that would be a, quote, giant betrayal to GOP voters. And George Clooney and a number of other A-list stars are offering to pay millions of dollars in union dues to help end the actors' strike. Tuesday, Clooney met with SAG-AFTRA union leaders and proposed they remove the $1 million cap on membership dues. Clooney says that would bring in more than $50 million to the union each year and well over $150 million over the next 3 years. The move would also help bridge a gap in contract negotiations with studios. Other top earners are on board, including Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck, and Tyler Perry. The proposal comes about a week after the studios walked away from talks with the union. The strike has been going on since July 14th. No word from the union about their response to the proposal. Special counsel Jack Smith hit back Thursday at Donald Trump's attempts to dismiss the election fraud case against him based on presidential immunity. Smith says no such protection exists for former presidents. He wrote Thursday there is temporary immunity from criminal liability while in office and immunity from civil liability while in office and afterward for official actions taken as president. But Smith wrote former presidents may face investigation, indictment, trial, and punishment for conduct during the presidency. He added no court has ever alluded to the existence of absolute criminal immunity for former presidents. In a filing earlier this month, Trump's attorneys asked the federal judge overseeing the case to dismiss the criminal charges, arguing he was immunity because he was president at the time. They also argued he's immune because the U.S. Senate acquitted him after his impeachment by the House. And a Texas city has settled a lawsuit over a 2020 Trump train incident with a Biden campaign bus. 4 supporters of Joe Biden accused police in San Marcos of failing to protect them from vehicles with Trump flags that surrounded the bus, cutting in front of it and abruptly braking. Under the settlement, the city is required to issue a public apology and pay a total of $175,000 to the plaintiffs. The city must also provide mandatory police training on how to properly respond to voter intimidation. The settlement does not affect a separate lawsuit filed by the same 4 plaintiffs against 8 people they allege were responsible for the harassment. Federal court records show that case has not been resolved. The man accused of killing 2 young teenage girls in Indiana is now without legal representation. One of Richard Allen's 2 lawyers unexpectedly asked the judge in the case to withdraw from it Thursday. Judge Frances Gold granted the request and said she expects Allen's other lawyer to do the same. She will now reach out to public defenders to assign new counsel for Allen. He was arrested a year ago after a 5.5-year search. Allen is accused of killing 14-year-old Libby German and 13-year-old Abby Williams in 2017. The girls were found dead a day after they went for a hike during a day off from school. Today, President Biden is expected to host European Union leaders at the White House, with conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine likely to be on the agenda. In a primetime address last night, the president said Hamas and Russian President Vladimir Putin both want to annihilate neighboring democracies. He called for billions of dollars in aid for Israel and Ukraine and also denounced hate in all forms. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee has more from Tel Aviv.
Representative Jim Jordan is hoping the 3rd time will be a charm.
I'm still running for Speaker, and I plan to go to the floor and get the votes and win this race.
But some Republicans think Friday's vote for Speaker of the House will be Jordan's 3rd strike.
Seems like every time we go to the floor, he loses more votes along the way. So I do think a candidate is going to rise out of the ashes and hopefully bring some sanity back to my party.
The House has been without a speaker for more than 2 weeks after the historic ouster of Rep. Kevin McCarthy.
You can't do anything until you elect a speaker, and apparently there's not enough votes to elect a speaker.
Some in the House, including McCarthy, support boosting interim Speaker Patrick McHenry's power in the meantime.
He's been here a number of years, so he understands how Congress works. He has respect on both sides of the aisle. He could carry out the job.
But this would require Democratic backing.
We haven't had a caucus meeting about this issue and about this potential path because we're not sure yet what the Republicans on the other side of the aisle plan to do.
Right now, McHenry is slamming the gavel on that idea.
Look, my goal is to get Jim Jordan elected Speaker.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
This morning, CBS News confirms a rocket attack on a U.S. and coalition forces military base in Baghdad, though no one was killed. U.S. officials are also reporting an updated death toll of 100 to 300 people from the Gaza hospital explosion this week. Both sides have blamed each other, though the U.S. has come out in support of Israel's explanation that the blast was caused by a misfired rocket launched by Palestinian militants. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a pretty decent day out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker right now not showing anything in our area, and it'll remain relatively clear for the next few days before we see increasing thunderstorm chances. Quick look outside, MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line in Joplin. We're looking pretty good out there this morning, and our day looking fantastic. Sunny skies and clear skies heading into the evening. Beautiful day, mid-upper 70s for our highs. Some of us may even make it into the low 80s. Across parts of the western edge of our viewing area. You know that area, along and west of US 75. So a beautiful day, but a well above average day. We're going to have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
You're about to see what might be the most Australian thing ever. One Aussie put his black belt to use when a wild kangaroo wouldn't let go of his dog. Jeannie Moose has the story.
What's a martial arts instructor do when he sees a kangaroo trying to drown his dog?
I'm gonna punch your head in. Look at my dog.
Mick Maloney slapped the kangaroo. The kangaroo smacked his phone into the river, but released the dog. This Australian black belt couldn't stop laughing. Even teasing the three dogs he'd been out walking. It's likely Hatchie, the Akita, chased the kangaroo into the water.
Hachi, not feeling so tough now, are you, dude? Where were you to save him? And you?
Online commenters were impressed. One more step closer and the dog gets it. This is terrifying. Kangaroo claws are even sold as back scratchers. Check out Mick's hand.
Look.
Mick is used to tussling, but not with this.
That thing was jacked. When I wrestled with it, it was like I was hugging a fridge.
Mick isn't the first guy to rescue his dog from a kangaroo. When this zookeeper saw his dog Max in a headlock, he ran over and they put up their dukes, man versus marsupial.
Let it go, dogs, let's go.
The look of disbelief says it all. You did not actually do that, dude. That kangaroo turned tail, but not this one. It just stared. With a body so ripped it was described as looking like a deer that just got out of prison.
I'm gonna punch your head in.
Jeannie Moose, CNN, New York.
That was an alarmingly buff kangaroo over there. Things are definitely different down under. Well, we now got Chris for a look at our weather.
We've got a above average day out there for us today. Some of us somewhat chilly this morning, but we're all going to get in on these warmer temperatures, and it's going to remain that way for a while with these clear skies. We'll talk about the forecast and what we're looking at for today, and even some rain chances when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:24 on this Friday morning, and we are having a great start to the day. A little bit chilly for some of us, but we've got clear skies out there, MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line, and the one down in Neosho, US 60, Missouri 59, looking good this morning, and traffic moving right along here. Nice little line of cars from the KDOT camera at US 69, East 520th, of course, just south of Pittsburgh, Kansas, and our camera at 7th and range line. It's dark, but I can promise you the skies are clear. 54 in Joplin with a calm breeze, and winds are not going to be a significant issue for us today. which is some great news because we've had some breezy days here. We are somewhat chilly in some locations. So 49 Pittsburgh Lamar, 44 in Parsons, 45 Neodesha, 50s in Chanute, Yates Center, Iola, and Fort Scott, as well as Sedan, Independence, Chatopa, 49 Miami, 51 Neosho, Monette, and 52 in Carthage. We got our morning started, sunshine out there, but chilly to start, but not bad, mild by late morning. We're going upper 60s by 11, and as we head into the afternoon, we've got temperatures rising mid-upper 70s across the area, and of course some of us along and west of US 75 could even reach the lower 80s today, so temperatures well above average. We hold on to clear skies through the evening and mild temperatures falling back through the 60s by 10 with overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s across the area, so a great night out there for us. And I know we've got Maple Leaf tomorrow, the parade and everything, and a lot of other events going on this weekend. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies in our southern counties and mostly clear skies in our northern counties Saturday. No rain though, so the events will be able to go on just fine. A nice start to the day and temperatures darn near 80 degrees, so well above where we're supposed to be for this time of year on our Saturday. So if you are going to the Maple Leaf Festival or any other events this weekend, great weather to do it. Mostly cloudy skies for all of us Sunday and Monday. Temperatures still mid-upper 70s out there. And then next week, that's when some of our much-needed rain chances really kick in. Our best opportunity for more organized, meaningful rainfall and thunderstorms comes on Wednesday, but we'll have scattered shower and thunderstorm chances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. And as this system slowly rolls through the area, it'll eventually drop our temperatures back down below normal as we'll fall back into low 60s and even upper 50s with some additional rain chances by next Sunday. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Well, young women with a family history of mood disorders are more likely to experience weight gain. A study published in JAMA Network found females at risk often gained weight starting from age 12, even before they experienced mood disorders. The study did not find a similar rise in weight among men with a family history of mental health issues. And a Mediterranean diet could help people suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Research from Brigham and Women's Hospital found that our gut health can also impact our brain. Patients who ate a Mediterranean diet, which emphasizes vegetables, fruits, and fish, had fewer PTSD symptoms, while people who ate more red meat or processed meat saw worse symptoms. Doctors say more research is needed. And scientists say they've identified the part of the brain that evaluates risks, like playing the lottery. The study monitored the brains of rats who were given a choice between a small reward or a lottery for a bigger reward. A specific part of the brain activated when the rats made riskier choices. Researchers say the study helps them understand how humans decide whether to take risks. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
You doing all right? You look fabulous as always.
Oh, right back at you.
Oh, yeah.
Loving the new do.
Well, let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. Number 3, Joplin News first. Commerce, Oklahoma. Oh, we might not have video. I'm not sure. Commerce, Oklahoma fired the other evening. In fact, it was about 1:30 in the morning. A fire on Elm Street. I guess I'll just go with this. Is that
yes.
Right? Fire on Elm Street. And as the fire department arrived, first of all, the police department arrived, and the assistant police chief, Vernon Moyer, heard some beating on the door and heard a
yes.
voice. And it was actually the homeowner had escaped to the garage from the living area. And so he was able to get the garage door open from the outside, which obviously
saved your life.
Yeah, saved her life.
Yes,
not meant to do that. She didn't even have a lot of smoke inhalation. She was actually all right there when I was at the scene. That's our number 3 story. Our number 2 story, Joplin News first. Maybe we should start acting these out.
Yeah, all right, let's do a little skit. Here we go.
I have to really think. What was number 2? Number 2 is our Halloween list. All right. That was the most watched this week is our Halloween list. So what we have on our website is a list of different locations that have Halloween displays that are worth driving to.
Incredible, too. I've been following along. I mean, these people are going all out here. This is like not just a little production, some pumpkins. This is literally some big animatronics going on.
Yeah, you keep doing that, and then I'll do this one.
Yeah,
you know.
animatronics.
So you go to our website, KOAM News Now, and then you click on every location. It'll give you the directions from where you are, like at your house,
Yes.
to where it is.
I love that
and
because it's
they're
like
all arranged.
Christmas time, you go driving around, but I never thought Halloween would
Yeah.
be the new thing to do.
But you know, for me, it's like I know where they are. You know what I mean?
It's
I'm like,
cool.
I'm not gonna go because that whole list, and we put the directions. And then our number one story, it was Monday night. We were the only news source there, telling you live. A Jasper, Missouri police officer on a traffic stop actually suffered, for lack of a better term, a beatdown. Two suspects assaulted the officer. They went to the Barton County Hospital, and she was treated and released. Has a concussion,
Is she
among
okay?
other injuries. Yes.
Her feet, that was a crazy thing. They ran over her feet
Yes.
after they knocked her down.
Yeah, after they knocked her down so they could get out, they backed over her feet and then they drove over her feet.
Will she be okay?
She will be all right, but her feet are really bruised, she did say. So
Oh, goodness.
anyway, it took them 2 days. They did locate the man and woman who had fled from Jasper. They were located near Moran, Kansas, with the help of Brian Murphy and the Allen County Sheriff's Office and the Bourbon County Sheriff's Office. They were tracked down actually because they had committed another crime on Tuesday night, in the Fort Scott area and traveled to the west.
Yes.
And then our bonus story of the week, if I can remember what it was, maple leaf. Maple leaf.
Maple
So you
leaf.
make a maple leaf, like be a leaf, and then great tree star there. And so tomorrow morning is the big parade. So it's going to start at 9 o'clock in Carthage. You're expecting about 80,000 people this year.
80,000? I thought it was 60,000. It's not.
No,
That's
how about 180,000?
200,000.
More.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, where do these people come from?
It's a
right?
big tradition. It started in the 60s. And I mean, it's a part of the tradition of Carthage.
Will you be
it's
there?
wonderful. Of course. And the KOAM crew, we're all going to be there in
Yes,
the parade.
exactly.
And,
So.
and I broadcast usually the first few minutes of the parade. So then my battery dies. It's your big three.
All right. Well, Shannon, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. We got more news after this.
All right, time for some Finally Friday birthdays here in the 4 states. We're going to begin with Asa Elizabeth Tromsness celebrating birthday number 1. Happy birthday.
And happy 4th birthday to Charlie Miller over in Lawrence, Kansas. Love from brother Braden, cousins Lachlan, Oren, and Ray Ray, Papa, and Uma.
And in Parsons, we've got Jack Schoenhofer celebrating birthday number 6. Happy birthday, Jack.
And today, Mason Hickson turns 7. Says here, happy birthday from mom and sister.
And Craig Ballard celebrating birthday number 9 in Iola with love coming from mom and dad. Happy birthday, Craig.
Happy 13th birthday to Addison Johnson over in Girard. She is truly a genuine soul, and I'm so proud to be her mom.
That's what her mom said. Not you specifically.
No.
That was a note from her. That was a note from her mom. Just so folks at home know for sure. We've also got Callie Evans in Columbus celebrating the big 13. Happy birthday, Callie.
Happy 14th birthday to Colvin Whitley over in Thayer, Kansas.
And Cammie Borland celebrating birthday number 30 down in Seneca. Happy birthday, Cammie.
Taking it over to Nevada, Missouri. Happy 38th birthday to Michael Robinson.
And Laura Atkinson celebrating another year wiser in Baxter Springs. Happy birthday, Laura.
And happy 76th birthday to Bobby Westervelt over in Cherokee. It says happy birthday from the CCRHS class of 65.
And we've got an anniversary here. Jeff and Susan Cunningham in Altamont celebrating their 44th year of wedded bliss. Happy anniversary to the Cunninghams.
And over in Chanute, happy 50th anniversary to Charles and Cindy Stahl.
And we got a very special birthday. This young lady here. This is Abby Nielsen. She is the one right now who puts in a lot of effort to make the morning show actually, make it onto the air. Because if she doesn't put stuff in for us, then Caitlin, it'd just be you and I standing here staring at each other. I mean, we could do that, but it would not be nearly as entertaining. So, Abby, a very happy birthday to you, and thank you for all that you do here on the KOAM Morning News.
Yes, so next up we have Jimmy Henry. Happy birthday. Love, Teresa.
And we have Michael Fritz celebrating birthday number 29. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. I apologize.
It happens.
You'll get Michael. I've got Dale and Nancy Roten celebrating their 62nd wedding anniversary in Columbus. Happy anniversary to the Rotens.
Absolutely. And Michael Fritz, happy 29th birthday in Nevada. It Says here, happy birthday, love Mom.
And we've got Kent and Glenda Susie celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary in Columbus as well. Happy anniversary to the Susie family. Caitlin, where can these folks continue to submit these to?
Oh, send them on over to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. And of course, be sure to include pictures and any messages for you or your loved ones on their special day.
All right, and I've got to take a moment because the wife will be disappointed if I don't mention this. We've got my stepdaughter, Trinity, which we'll show you here in a moment. She is turning 12 today. So she is taller than her mom and I, both of us, and she's just now 12, and I suspect she's only going to get taller. So a very happy 12th birthday. She goes to South Middle School. Now, they're out of school today, but if you see her on Monday, give her a hard time. That's what we do at home. Somebody's got to continue it at school for. So happy birthday, Miss Trinity. Hope you are going to have a great one. At least we're going to try and make it a great one. And the weather at least going to cooperate for today. MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line looking great. Clear skies out there. And from MoDOT camera, US 60 and Missouri 59 Neosho, you can see just above the tree line here, it's starting to get some daylight and clear skies. And clear skies, KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh. And from our camera at 7th and range line, it is 54 in Joplin. The wind is calm. The wind is not going to be too big of a deal for us today. No big gusts like we've seen over the last about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now. Again, some of us a little cooler. So 44 in Parsons, 45 Neodesha, 48 Pittsburgh, 49 in Lamar, a whole slew of 50s up north, Fort Scott, Iola, Chanute, Yates Center, and Sedan and Independence, and Chautauqua, 49 in Miami, 51 Neosho and Monette. So again, some of us a little chillier, some of us a little warmer, not too bad, but all of us going to be above average for today. Sunny skies, that's the theme for today. Chilly to start, upper 40s. We'll make it into the upper 60s by late morning with highs today, again, well above where they're supposed to be, pushing mid to upper 70s. And of course, along and west of 75 could make it into the low 80s today. Plentiful sunshine, though, so a great day. We head into the evening, plentiful moonlight, whatever. Clear skies, though, through the evening, and mild, too. Just falling through the 60s by 10. Overnight lows a lot better as we hang out into the mid to upper 50s. Now, in our southern counties Saturday, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies. So we're talking Jasper, Cherokee, Lebec counties, those points, and south, mostly cloudy skies. North, it's going to be mostly clear, so we put partly cloudy because that splits the difference there. But all of us quite warm. So for the parade tomorrow morning in Carthage, that's the warmest I think it's been on parade morning in the last several years, as we're going to be in the mid-upper 50s. Highs near 80, so make sure you're dressing appropriately if you're going to attend any of the things on the square following the parade. And if you've got any other festival plans or anything else this weekend, a great weekend for it. We're all going mostly cloudy Sunday and Monday, but temperatures still great and above average, mid-upper 70s. And then by Tuesday, our shower and thunderstorm chances begin to increase. Best chances for the most organized, meaningful rainfall looks to be Wednesday, but we're going to have rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we could pick up on the order of anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 inches of some of that much needed rain. So great news there. Temperatures back below normal by the end of the week, back into the upper 50s and low 60s. Well, coming up when the KOAM Morning News makes the switch to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., shocking video released shows a suspect setting off an explosive packed inside a teddy bear. We'll have the story.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities in Allen County, Kansas arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer. You might recall the assault happened Monday night at Pete's gas station in Jasper. A witness captured some of the event on a cell phone video. Authorities say a man and woman punched an officer who was performing a routine pat search. Then, as the 2 were driving away, they ran over the officer's foot. Authorities have tracked down the suspects, Brandon David and Raven Gomez, to a property near Moran, Kansas. They arrested the 2 suspects without incident. The Cherokee County Sheriff's Office is warning residents about an ongoing scam that's been increasing in the area. The scam consists of a text message from an unknown number indicating that the U.S. Postal Service requires a response regarding the delivery of a package. According to the sheriff, the texts are sent by thieves trying to obtain personal information. And the city of Girard yesterday hosted a public meeting to discuss a proposed half-cent public safety sales tax. It was a chance for residents to ask questions about the tax and have those questions answered by the fire and police departments. The tax would fund renovations to the facilities, new equipment purchase, and aid in the hiring of more staff. There will be another meeting next Thursday at 7 p.m. at the Girard Civic Center. The proposal goes to a public vote on November 7th. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
All right, quick recap on that forecast. Above average highs, mid-upper 70s, and sunny skies for us today. Clear skies through the evening, mild, falling back through the 60s. Overnight lows, mid to upper 50s, and hanging on to those clear skies as we head into the weekend. Mostly cloudy in our southern counties and mostly clear in our northern. Highs pushing near 80. Upper 70s again on Sunday, mostly cloudy again Monday, upper 70s, and our thunderstorm chances with that much-needed rainfall begin to build in as we head into the other portion of next week.
All right, and coming up today at noon, we're making pumpkin patch pancakes in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Lawyer Sidney Powell has pleaded guilty to reduced charges over efforts to overturn Donald Trump's loss in the 2020 election in Georgia. Ahead on CBS Mornings, what this means for former President Trump's defense.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, planning a full wedding in 5 days is an amazing task for anyone. But an entire community came together to make it happen for one couple who had to flee Israel.
Plus, we have Shannon Becker coming back into the studio to talk about his big 3 stories of the week, just in case you missed him when he was here a few minutes ago. Boy, we lots of stuff going on this weekend.
Yes, that's right. We have the Maple Leaf Festival and big parade. We're all going to be there. The KOAM team will be representing in that. So that should be a good time.
I'll be cheering from the sidelines this year. I'll probably be in it next year, but just kind of a family tradition. We go up every year. We've got a spot marked. Which, by the way, if you ever want to just watch it, you've got to have your spot marked the day before.
Oh, that's good to know then. So get there early
no seating
or
left.
the night
You've
before.
got to be prepped. It's good to know your neighbors or your friends in Carthage because they can hold a spot for you because, boy, it fills up in a hurry.
Insane, because I thought it was 60,000, and then Shannon just informed me they're expecting 80,000 plus people.
An absolutely
incredible
parade. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll see you back here Monday morning at 5 a.m.
Have a great week.
Who's arriving here at work today? Who is that? Appears to be a white pickup truck. Looks like Kale. No, Rennie. Am I right, Abby? Daniel Rennie, one of our other operations folks. Technical media operator is the official term they have now. Because Sir, I didn't ask you for a perfectly reasonable excuse. I asked